Welcome everyone. Students from our parish schools have been doing some great learning and thinking in RE. Some decided to go a step further and wanted to ask Father Lin, our parish priest, a few questions that they wish to have answered. My name is Eckhart and I'm with Father Lin today to ask some of those questions. So good morning, Father Lin.
Well, good morning, Eckhart, and good morning, everyone, and good morning, those who are tuning in to watch this session this morning or today.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, look, I'll get straight into it, Father Lin. The first question one of the students had was, why do they put candles on the side of the altar?
Well, Eckhart, it's a very interesting question, isn't it? And I think it's, it's very good questions too. Well, when we're at home, let's think about the context about our home at the moment. On special occasions, things like birthday, Christmas, when family gathers together, we set up a table for dinner, and we make it very special by putting a tablecloth, put out some of the best stuff as a way of telling our guests that they are special. And because the altar is a very special table in the church, in our parish family, if you like, and whenever we celebrate Eucharist, which is a very, very special celebration, when everyone's gathered together, so we put on a candle as a symbol to say that this is a special place, a special table. And in some other parishes, in other churches, where they, instead of 2, they would put 7, for example. And 7 is an interesting number because 7 means 7 days of creation. When we read the story of the Genesis, God took 7 days to create the world and us. 7 days of the week. It is a perfect number in the Hebrew traditions. And so in some churches, they have 7. For ours, we keep it for 2. So does it make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think, thank you, Father Lin. Okay, the next question is, why do we put water on our heads?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I tried to answer this question by 2 different ways, okay, because I'm not quite sure whoever asked these questions, what does he or she mean? And I take this as, firstly, maybe they mean that whenever we enter into the church, they would see people dip the fingers into the bowl of holy water and bless themselves with the holy water. If this is what the student means, then it means that every time when we enter a church, a sacred place, we bless ourselves with the water, holy water, to remind ourselves that we have been baptized. We've been part of the whole church family and the parish family, the family of Jesus. Okay, so that's one way of answering it. The other, maybe if they mean baptism itself, when they were at a baptism ceremony, for example, where they would see me or another priest put some water on the baby's head. If that is the case, then why is the head? Why is not the body? And why not at other part of our bodies? And I think it takes to the meaning and the baptisms. So baptism, when the story of Jesus, when he was baptized, he stepped into the river, and then instead of putting water on his head, he suddenly emerged or kind of go under the water. Why is go under? because when we go under, you have to hold your breath. You have to perhaps close your eyes, and these, holding your breath and closing your eyes, it kind of gives us an experience that, life needs breath and life needs light. And baptisms means, we're baptized into the death of Christ, if you like, to see what death means or might mean. It is a brief experience of what it's like, what life would be like without our ability to breathe and to see. Of course, when the persons stop breathing, it means death. So that's the enhanced sort of immersion, and through time to become the simple becomes sort of simplifies a bit to the water. So I think that's my take of answering the questions, Edgard and everyone. But does it make sense?
Yeah, no, thank you, Father Lin. The next question is, in St. Therese Church, why is the statue in the middle of everyone?
All right, okay. I'm looking at it now, and in fact, I'm here in my office looking through the window, and I can see 2 feet of that statue. I think that's what the kids mean. Every Catholic church, in every Catholic church, there's a symbol, a Christian symbol. If we didn't have anything else, the only symbols that every Catholic church would have, or we as Christians would know very well about, and that would be the cross. Yeah. And in our, in the case of Nazareth, for example, I think for those students who goes to Grovedale Nazareth Catholic schools, those in Anglesey, the cross is a bit more traditional. You can see the figure, the body of Jesus on the cross. Whereas at St. Therese, when we renovated the church 10 years ago, the community decided that it is in this context of where we are in Torquay and its new church, we need to have a new cross. And the way that they thought about it, instead of having a traditional cross where Jesus actually, you see, Jesus died on the cross, the community wanted to portray and to see Jesus as a risen Jesus, Jesus who've come to life again after death. So that statue doesn't have a proper cross at all. In fact, it has, if you look closely to that, at that statue, and you see a piece of timber, it's looked like a piece of timber, represents the cross, the wood of the cross on his shoulder, represent that he's had overcome death, that he comes to life again. And what happens to him will be happen to us. So that is the understanding when the community decided to renovate the church some 10 years ago.
That's a nice way of putting it, Father Lin. Thank you. And look, we've got one more question before we leave today. And
it is a hard question, difficult one.
This one was, I wonder why Father Lin kisses the altar.
It is a silly thing, isn't it? But anyway, I think it, get back to the very first questions, I think, that they asked Eckhart, why is there's 2 candles on the altar? Again, we're talking about the altar is a special table, a sacred place, a sacred table, a very special where we celebrate, where we share our meal together. And also another context, another religious term, if you like, is the altar, the table of sacrifice. So you might look that up, kids, where, you know, Jesus was sacrificed for us. And it is very sacred piece. So when we kiss someone, whether it's mom or dad, we show them that we love them very much. We show them that they are a very special person. And when I do that, to say that this is not an ordinary table, it is a very special table in the life of our community. So that's why you see I do what I do. Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Well, look, thank you, Father Lin, for taking the time to respond. And thank you, students, for sending through some great questions. If you have any more great questions that you would like to have answered and you would like Father Lin to respond to them, please send them through to your teacher. We look forward to hearing from your thinking, and we hope to answer more questions next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eckhart, and thank you, children, and hope everything will go well. Okay.